Welcome back to ANC7's Town Hall debate held here at the ANC Free State headquarters in Bloemfontein, where we'll be discussing in the second half radical economic transformation. Now I want the panelists to start, each panelist to answer what they understand radical economic transformation to be. We'll start with Meoli.
Thank you for having me. Hi viewers. With regard to radical economic transformation, radical then it means you are pushing to make sure that we redress what caused poverty, we redress the land that is not equally divided among all those who live in it. The people are poor, and this economy now is in the hands of the few. When we were at the policy conference, it was very clear that there is this white monopoly capital. Where is this economy? Who is holding this economy? Is ANC holding both political and economic freedom? This radical is what we want, and we want it to be radical. Women must be given an opportunity in business. Young people and the poor. We need to make sure that farming, everybody is taking part. Where are the farms? What is the percentage of these that are holding farms? So radical information, that is what the leadership that we are going to elect is the leadership that will ensure that they must follow this CEAX report that showed us that for us to be where we are with this poverty, there is a lot of money that has been taken. When we're queuing in long queues, going to vote for this democracy, then other people were taking money out of this country. We want the leadership that is going to look at the poor, because the poor are many, but the rich are few. So this economy, radical economy, whether they like it or not, because the economy is in the hands of the few, the natives of this country are not having economy in their hands. It must be radical. When you are radical, you just do it without any fear or favor.
Thank you so much, Putzolile.
No, thank you very much. You'd remember that radical economic transformation is a resolution of the ANC taken at Mangaung conference in 2012. It's not a program which has been borrowed from anywhere else, but it's a South African-born concept developed by the ANC, the African National Congress. So now when you radicalize, it means you revolutionize the economy. You take steps to revolutionize the economy so that you bring about drastic changes to the lives of the majority of South African people who happen to be Africans in particular, those who are still the poor of the poorest. So radical economic transformation is there to make sure that now those who have been marginalized or disadvantaged in the past, they come to the mainstream of the economy. They participate fully as citizens of South Africa in the economy so that they can also be empowered like all other nations in the world. South Africa is the only country where you find the majority of people are the ones who are still swimming in poverty and the triple oppressions. Your unemployment, your inequality, and poverty. So it is, that is why it is very much important for the ANC to make sure that the majority of its citizens, they benefit from radical economic transformation. Thank you.
No, thank you. The persecution and execution of our struggle for liberation is based on three fronts: the political transformation, the social transformation, and the economic transformation. And from Mangaung, we then refocused into the economic transformation. Hence, we agreed on the second phase of the struggle. So radical economic transformation is to change the setup of the economy, the structure of the economy, so that it accommodates all South Africans and they participate actively and fully in the economy of the country. But we also emphasize that you need to grow the economy so that you are able to broaden the cake and accommodate almost everybody to share into that cake. But thirdly, you need to make sure that you industrialize and direct and force the economy to grow so that you are in a position to create jobs whilst at the same time you are pushing to the economy. You need to stabilize our economic flow and our economic movement so that you are in a position where the economy's growth is stable. At the moment, only the financial sector and the agricultural sector are positive. However, we still feel that we need to go to other fronts of the economy so that we improve the economy of the country.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Your question around economic transformation. Yes, we were in Mangaung. We discussed this matter. I think we had we've got few pillars that deals with economic transformation. I'll touch only on two. Skill development. You can't transform and grow economy if your citizens are not properly skilled. If you talk about production, you need to skill them. Then we felt that there are two areas. On technical skills, we need to make sure that our people are skilled. If you check a number of countries, check America, check France, check Germany. I'd like to make an example about cars. They are making cars. In South Africa, there's not even one product that we are making. So it will be important for us to skill our people so that they are able to compete. They are able to grow the economy. That is the first one. But the second one, we said we need to check the provincial government as well as the national government to audit our land as well as the municipalities and check those people who've got an interest in agriculture and also those who've got interest in mining. But we are not going to end there. Beneficiation, we said we need to train our people also to play a role on that particular regard.
I think first we need to address or remind ourselves that we cannot speak of the economy putting aside the issue of land. We must first address the issue of land, and then we'll be able to address the issue of the economy, because where we have mines, where we have any form of economic activity, we need land to actually have the economy. So I'm saying I'm very much happy around the issue of the economy, because as young people in this region of Mangaung, we have been waiting far too long for issues of radical economic transformation. Young people are dying because of hunger, because of white monopoly capital, which is now taking place all over the country, even in the whole of Africa. African problem is the white monopoly capital. So my issue will be small to say we will not entertain the issues, particularly those ones of the New Deal. We don't know issues of a New Deal. New Deal is not the ANC issue. As young people who are saying we are going behind the radical economic transformation as young people, because it is going to ultimately transform our lives as young people.
The issue of the economy in South Africa for centuries have been in the hands of the white few. And what is important is political, is that we need to package a leadership that is equal to the task. A political leadership that will be able enough, without being bought or whatever, to create an enabling environment for radical economic transformation to take place. Otherwise, we'll be talking something like a pie in the sky if we don't set up that kind of a leadership. It has happened in many other countries over the world that people who are holding the economy of the world, are not just going to give it out easily as we may say it. And it is important, and we as in the Free State, we are saying that we are behind and we are ready for that kind of struggle, wherein we want to ensure that majority of our people, in particular in our province, because it's one of the poorest provinces, that our people take place meaningfully in the economic transfer.
I agree with you. And many of the beneficiaries of the paths tend to be confused and delusional. If you speak about John Roberts, for starters, his remarks are very delusional and of someone who shows that misses the point of the context of the South African economic patterns. But if you check the National Development Plan, outline and encapsulate how the ANC wants to take the economy of the country, a 30-year plan and plans moving forward to say where do we want to be as a country. And secondly, what we want to do, if you check the 9-point plan of the NDP, you would find exactly clear, calculated time frame plans where the government of today wants to take the economy. And It will include, as I said, industrialization. It will include change in the patterns of the economy. It will include de-racializing the economy. It includes ensuring that young people do participate into the economy. People with disability participate into the economy. Women and all sectors that you find in the society participate, based on ensuring that the poor do take a major part in ensuring that you change the patterns of the economy. So we are clear in terms of where we want to take the country, and everybody is then invited to join the chorus of changing the economy of South Africa. Key is the ownership of the economy, the mines, the banks, and all other sectors that directs the economy.
Thank you so much. I want us to talk a bit about Johan Rupert's remarks. He allegedly referred to radical economic transformation as another term for theft. I'd like your response to that, Meoli.
You know, when you talk about that people from that nation from Europe telling us about theft, the theft in this country started as early as 1652. When they were led by Jan van Riebeck in Dromedaris, Reiger, and Goede Hoop. That is where they started with theft. That theft belongs to them. That theft is being taken by them. The land is the land of the natives. They've stolen it. You go to Cape Town. When you go to Cape Town, everything there is for the whites. When you look at the cities, the north suburbs is the white. So those that have been stealing, now that they see we are now embarking into radical economic transformation, they now realize that we are now dealing with the theft that they've been doing. What they are doing now, they are trying to protect the theft. And we see now what is happening this week. There is this theft that has taken place, and I'm still waiting to hear when is the rand going to fall. When is the rand going to fall? Because there is a big billions of rand that has been stolen. Who is that person? What is the color? From which nationality? Let the rent now fall. So we are going to fight. We want the government. We want the leadership that will ensure that we stop this long-term theft. They are talking about the theft of now. They don't talk about the theft from 1652.
Thank you. That wraps up our second half as we talked about radical economic transformation. Thank you so much for our panelists and our comrades on the ground for joining us in ANC7's Town Hall debate. ANC Free State will be heading to their provincial conference where they expect Ace Magashule to be elected as chairperson again.